So here we are, we're at Lucid Wraps. Jake's over here. Actually we're almost done. We'll kind of show you the rest of it in a second, but this is the new wrap. I don't really do like big reveal videos. This is kind of the reveal. Here it is, just about done. So I'm gonna walk you around, kind of show you some stuff. We're gonna talk wraps a little bit, and this is also, I haven't done like a walk around of the van. So this is gonna be like walk around of the van. I look funny. Here, let me spin my hat around. Look a little more normal. Got a headlamp on. So this is gonna be kind of the walk around of the van. I'll show you some of the features and stuff. It's kind of in disarray in here. I'm modding some stuff on the inside while it's here at Jake's shop, while Jake's doing some outside stuff. So it's a little messy in there. I'll give you another tour when it's all put back together. But I've had this for a bit. This is the Jayco Terrain. It's a 4x4 Sprinter chassis, and we got it wrapped. So this is it in here. It's kind of hard to tell color on video with fluorescent lights and everything, but it's like a sage green. I didn't want to go super like military OD type green, and kind of wanted to bring in a little bit of a tan because the van is this, I think they call it pebble gray, or some people call it sandstone. It's basically a light tan color underneath here. And you'll see a couple spots that pokes through a little bit, but this is my friend Gabe Tam, tamfamgram.com. His tamography, he calls it. So basically a topo pattern that he designs and puts on a lot of cool stuff, MacBook skins and AR mags and stuff like that. Anyway, he's a homie, so he lets me use it on some wraps, basically. So this is that scaled up pretty big, and the lines are just black here, and the base again is kind of this sage green. So it's a full wrap, this color. These pop outs we kind of wanted to do a little cool, so it's got like this textured black on these little pop outs here, kind of give it some, I don't know, some depth, so to speak, with the pop outs. And then there's a bigger pop out on this side, actually one that Jake is working on. I think this is one of the last things on the van to do. So I'll show you that once it's done. And then I don't know, I wanted to do some other stuff, so we brought in some orange, a couple small little orange pops of accent color. So I may bring a couple more of those in, maybe get some orange max tracks and some little orange accessory. I don't know, I like olive green and orange. It's kind of my jam. So then I said, let's try this too. So Jake wrapped the emblems here and all of this chrome to black, same textured black that we used on the window pop outs, and brought in a little orange stripe there. Is there a reason? Is there a meaning? What does it all mean? Nothing really, just thought it looked cool. And I think it does look cool. So as Jake's kind of finishing up here, we'll show some of this. And then I'll have Jake kind of talk through some of the processes. Jake's taught me a lot about vehicle wraps and kind of the technical nature behind them and how to do things right. So if you need a wrap, Jake knows his stuff. He's not just a guy that puts stickers on vehicles, really. There's a lot of kind of technical nature behind it. So in the van, let's just get into this little walkthrough. We'll see how it works. I'm actually going to turn the exposure to auto here for you, so it'll just kind of bounce around a bit. So up front is just a Sprinter. It's like a pretty nice spec Sprinter. So it's got leather seats. It does have heated seats as well. It's got a big 10 inch or so screen here, and I haven't done a whole lot inside. What I did was add the 67 Designs mount here. So I really like this little spring mount for the phone. It's just super easy, works with any phone, and it just slides in there like that, and it's good to go. This does have CarPlay. It's not wireless CarPlay though, so you hook that in, and it's got nice little, I got a bunch of cables up here, but it's got a bunch of USB-C ports up there and some storage, and about 1 billion cup holders which is nice. So we got 4 here, and there's 2 up in these little cubbies here. Oops, don't want to steal that from you, Jake. And another 2 up here, and then kind of a couple in the doors. And it doesn't have like a regular glove box, kind of weird, but it's got this storage area up here. And a bunch of ports, some cigarette lighter down there, 1 over here. And yeah, actually let me turn my headlamp on. We'll see how this works. I got a light on now, so we got some storage up here. I just kind of threw some random med kits in here. I still got to get this thing dialed on the interior. I haven't actually taken it out anywhere yet, so I'm gonna get some like better organization, you know how I do things, and we'll get that nice. So I'll probably mount a little ham radio up here somewhere, but basically you have some headroom storage up above here, and then more storage up above here. I actually put a little curtain in here as well. Comes with the curtain rod. Jayco installs that curtain rod actually already. And then these chairs will swivel around. So what's nice actually with the memory, so these have the seat memory. Basically you can press a button, and I've kind of set it up to where I have a button that the seat will go to, and that memory puts it into a position that allows it clearance to spin. And then once it's spun, I hit another memory, I think I have it on 3, and that basically moves the seat back to the furthest position. So I hit a button, gets the seat back to the good seating position. I hit another button, it moves it forward so it has room to spin around, and it's actually works out really nicely. It's got a little lagoon table here that flips out and open. I'm actually wiring a few things up. I added a new panel up here, so I'm gonna have some Anderson, some USB, some cigarette lighters that I added up to this space, where I'll eventually wire up a Wii Boost and my ham and some other stuff. This is the kind of control center where you can control most of the van, and I actually have the power disconnected right now, sorry, so that's why I'm using a headlamp. And these seats are what's kind of cool, kind of separates this van from some others. They have 2 like nice upright seats here, and they actually slide out and recline. They slide out, and then this one also slides out. So this one, if you can see here, slides out to the side as well. So it actually increases the space between these seats. Both of these seats have full shoulder harnesses, and again, these seats will slide out a little bit and recline a little bit. So your passengers will really, really, really like this setup. It's really nice. So this seat, when it slides out, it kind of cuts into the hallway. You can still get by, but it definitely is a little tight. So probably whenever you're camping, you'll slide this seat over, and here's the little gap between. So slide that over, and then underneath is where the heater is, a lot of the electrical stuff. I'm tapping into this 12-volt fuse panel here, which is basically what you're gonna wanna do when you're gonna add some 12-volt accessories and stuff. There's a little USB port, and then a household plug down there. And then here's all your circuit breakers over here. So both of these will flip around, so you can have seating for 4 back here. Outside's pretty nice. This is a lot like a Winnebago Revel. That's kind of the most notable van, super popular van layout. So this layout's almost identical, honestly, with a few kind of notable upgrades or updates. But this setup is what the current Revel has as well. And the fridge over here, which is a nice option, so you can access the fridge from the outside, kind of when you're hanging out, which I really like, because I'll spend most of my time outside. You know how I do things. Got a full awning, automatic awning. And it's got this bug screen right here. I just have it kind of rolled up right now. And then in here, this guy pulls out. So this kind of extends your countertop out like that. So that's kind of a cool little feature. And then goes back in. And I have these drawers out because I was actually looking at some stuff under here. I'm just kind of exploring the van, seeing how it's all put together and everything. It's still winterized right now. Has some storage up here. Just with some miscellaneous stuff. And then has kind of a pantry over here. So good sized pantry. and then has this little thing that pulls out for more workspace, and actually pulls out even further and then flips up. So you basically have a whole nother kind of workspace. So you have a lot of nice counter space to work with this setup. So then that'll close, and then you have more pantry room down here. And down here has a portable induction cooktop. So you pull that. I just have it down here. I think it was in a drawer originally, but it fits really nicely back in this little spot. So storage all the way to the floor here, and then has 4 drawers. So 2 drawers I have out right now. I was kind of looking at the plumbing because I may want to swap this. I kind of want to swap this sink and faucet out. I kind of want to do some mods up in here. So anyways, I was kind of exploring what's going on down here. And then 2 drawers. They're pretty good sized drawers. These ones here, and then this bottom one. It's actually a big drawer. And then what's pretty cool here, this is the bathroom here. So it has 2 doors, which I like. It doesn't have like a weird foldy kind of thing. This door opens up, and it opens just all the way. And that basically closes off the bedroom. That's kind of the bedroom portion from the rest. So that just opens up, and it just goes perfectly into here, and basically just closes that off. And that's really the only door you need to access the shower and storage area. This door also opens up though to give you full access. So once you have full access, this is kind of the same as the Revel, where it's a storage or it's a wet bathroom. So it basically has a shower here, has a little wire clothing rack if you want to dry stuff, and then obviously these bamboo shelves, and then the toilet underneath, and that toilet does swivel around. So it's nice because it's a cassette toilet, so you don't got to deal with black tanks or anything. So you just go and dump that in a toilet and you're good to go. Has a little fan up top and kind of a sound system. It's this whole thing here, so it has speakers inside and speakers outside, kind of for your full entertainment system. So you kind of have party mode out here under the awning, and also a couple of household outlets on the outside. And then in the back here, I'd show you, but this bed is up here, but I have the power all disconnected because I'm working on some things. But back here is the water fill and winterize and everything, and also a little thing here so you can spray off your bikes or hook in your outdoor shower or whatever. So this is kind of the control center for your water. And again, it's kind of a wreck, pulling some things off like the ladder and whatnot. And this is the whole battery system that I actually pulled off as well, because I was just kind of checking some things out back here. So one of the cool things here is that this battery is massive. It's kind of confusing for some people. So it says it's 210 amp hours, which it is, but it's at 51.2 volts. So a lot of people think of 210 amp hours as it pertains to 12 volts. So let me grab my phone and do a little calculation for you. So if you get 51.2 times 210 amp hours, so you have 10,752 watt hours. That's how that works. So to get 10,752 watt hours divided by a 12 volt battery system, you get 896. So 210 amp hours at 51.2 volts is the equivalent to 896 amp hours on a 12 volt system. So for any of you that kind of know about batteries, that is big. It's a big boy. So that's one of the things that kind of separates this fan from a lot of its similarly spec'd competitors, as it just has an insane electrical system. So over 10,000 watt hours of battery standard on this thing, which is just insane. The other thing that this is at 48 volts, which I'm not going to get too into the technical details, but higher voltage, you can run lower amperage, so you don't need like 4 gauge cables running everywhere to do stuff. When you're doing stuff in 48 volts, it's less amps, so you can do stuff like power the air conditioner. So this actually has a 48 volt DC air conditioner up top. So this battery, without running inverters or being plugged into shore power or anything, can run the 48 volt DC very efficiently. So that's a super sweet setup. Normally it doesn't look like this back here, so pardon the mess. And it does have these nice L tracks running down the side here, so you can hook in all kinds of stuff, because this is basically your garage kind of mini toy hauler back here. I did test out and set up the mini projector. So the mini projector right now, right there, shines perfectly and turns that into a little movie screen there. So pretty sweet. I took the ladder off, but up top we have 200 watts of solar. That 48 volt air conditioner is actually another 10 watt solar panel that trickle charges the starter battery, and some other stuff up there. But I'll do kind of like a full walk around when I have this thing pieced back together, so it's not looking quite like it is now. But I figured while I was here and people have been asking, I might as well give you guys a quick tour of the Terrain. Also has a hydronic heating system, diesel powered, so it sips diesel from the same fuel tank. So this is a Sprinter diesel platform, so it doesn't need a separate diesel tank or anything. It pulls it directly from your main tank, runs the diesel heater, uses very little power, uses very little diesel, and super efficiently, without adding a bunch of moisture to the air, heats the cabin and your water. So this setup, super cool. And yeah, just wanted to give you a real quick walkthrough.
It's a white glove.
All right, so Jake's getting some things finished up. I'll walk through some of the details that he does to kind of make sure everything is good. Here's the bigger pop out on the other side though. Looks kind of cool with this black textured, I think. I think it's a nice little detail. Anyway, here's Jake.
What's up, guys?
Jake the man who does all the wraps himself.
Sticky stuff.
Yeah. So we went through, if you guys saw my last van, Jake actually wrapped the Jayco Swift, that ProMaster, in the black and topo, same pattern, but different colors obviously. So when I was talking to Jake, I was like, I want to do a similar thing, but some different colors. And then we kind of went through a design process here.
Yeah, when I was talking to you, we debated on doing some sort of fade from the bottom of the van to the top with the topo. And it just kept kind of, like the green kept kind of getting lost in the top. Obviously you start with black and then going to the top. Just kind of from far away, it would just get kind of lost. So
basically had a fade, and the idea was kind of to fade it from dark, like black, to kind of a lighter green, to just kind of add some visual interest. So we played with a bunch of different ones here.
Yeah, but then we ultimately were just like, you know what, black looks good. There's tons of black on the van already, so that just ties in really well with it.
Yeah,
so
we did some like image mock overlays on the van itself, like digitally as well. And I don't know, I just thought it was cool with, you know, there's a lot of kind of black that ties everything together. We're gonna do this black. I may just plasti dip it. There's some weirdness in here. I don't know, maybe put some orange on there. We'll see. But yeah, landed on black.
Yep, landed on black. Back to black. And then obviously this is the textured film that we went with around the windows. So that goes really well with the same sheen as the wrap is. So.
And then this is a satin this time. So a lot of my other wraps have been matte, and we wanted to try something more satiny. And I think satin's the way to go, honestly.
Yeah, it's pretty stealthy still, but it still gives a clean, crisp look.
Yeah, so it's got a little more. I mean, satin is like kind of in between matte and gloss, basically, but definitely not gloss. But just looks a little, I don't know, it just kind of looks a little nicer, I feel like, than just straight up matte.
Yeah.
And I feel like it'll be easier to clean, maybe. Maybe not.
It does.
It is.
Matte scratches a lot easier. This satin won't scratch as easy.
Yeah.
So the maintenance of it will be a lot nicer.
Yeah, the matte wraps, like, they protect the paint underneath really well, but anytime you get some pinstripes and stuff, they're definitely very visible on the matte wrap itself.
Also with like matte wraps, like you touch it with your fingers, you see your fingerprints and all that stuff. This really helps hide all that, so.
Yeah, so we went for this. It's still a really cool design. A lot of my vehicles are really dark and black and kind of intimidating. This was just a little nicer.
This is you.
Yeah,
This
feels
is definitely
good.
This is definitely Mike.
Feels good. So anyways, Jake is in the Denver area, wrapping vehicles big and small. Does a lot of Teslas, honestly, right?
I do.
Does a lot of Teslas.
I have one out back right now. That
Yeah, Tesla's getting pulled in right after I get this thing out. And it works on a lot of Toyotas. He does multicam stuff a lot as well.
Yep.
I'll
Do it all.
Anything else you want to chat about?
No, thanks for letting me put my skills to the test on this thing. And yeah, this is one of a kind, super awesome wrap. I'm super happy with it.
Cool. So Jake does some stuff when he's doing seams and stuff. What's it called? Heat. You heat it to a certain temperature so it has...
Oh, post-heat.
Yeah, post-heat.
Post-heat, yeah.
So he does some things that not all wrappers do. So basically when you get some stuff in these little seams in here, like going around hard edges and stuff, you post-heat it. So you get it up to a certain temperature. And then that basically locks in the shape, right?
Yeah, it kills the memory of the film, so it locks it down.
So
yeah, I'll do that in the like door cups because the vinyl's pretty stretched in here, a little bit up there, and yeah, obviously.
Yeah, because these are the areas that kind of, some wraps, depending on the quality of your wrap install, will kind of start coming up or around these harsh edges. Some of it will start coming up. So Jake actually added a little extra details here, some seam tape. Is that what's called, seam tape?
Edge seal tape. Yeah.
Edge seal tape.
Same thing.
Yeah, so basically, anytime we're going from one material to another, especially this textured stuff, we want to make sure this edge doesn't peel up. So he added some touches like that. I don't know, anything else you want to talk about?
That's pretty much it.
That's it. Yeah. Jake says he just puts big stickers on cars.
That's all I do, man.
It's kind of what he does, a little more technical. He's
Yeah.
taken a bunch of courses, had a bunch of certifications and stuff like that. So he's doing a little more than just putting a sticker on a car. But the end result is, yeah, a nice big sticker on a car. Obviously, we did one big print here, so all of the details cross over through here. There's one seam that you kind of strategically place to minimize the overlap because these are actually two giant pieces of vinyl, especially for a really tall vehicle like this, high roof fans. You kind of put that whole thing up there.
Yeah, I didn't want a ton of seams going down it. I like to do horizontal seams, especially if there's windows. That way you minimize the seams, so just makes for a cleaner wrap, cleaner look.
And then there's some stuff that just wrap wouldn't really hold on to very well. This you can't really tell, but it's kind of like textured and gnarly, and the edges are a little too sharp. So we just left that in the default tan color for now. I don't know. Maybe I'll plasti dip, or maybe I'll leave it tan. I kind of like the tan color. It's kind of nice having little features like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's sweet, man.
Yeah.
So Jake, Lucid Wraps. His IG handle, I'll put it here somewhere, but it's
Lucid_wraps, yes.
Yeah, sweet.
Thanks, man.
Cool, well that's it. I'm gonna take this thing home, maybe film a little in the driveway. So I'll see you in a sec. All right, I'm back home now. This just came, so this was a dash cam. It's kind of cool. So I'm running a 70 mi, I don't know, dash cam in the Tremor, actually, and in the Tacoma, and I just found those on Amazon and bought them because I liked them. And they actually reached out and sent me this one. Well, they reached out and asked if I needed a dash cam, and I was like, I do, in my Sprinter. So this just came, and this is a fancy one. It's the A500S, or the Pro Plus rear cam set, and I already opened it, but I don't know, some people like to see the packaging, I guess. It's pretty nice packaging. So So 70 Mi's been around for a while. They kind of told me a little bit of their history since 2016. Make a bunch of dash cams and stuff. Obviously, a lot of cool features. They have an app. They do all their stuff in-house. They release updates for their various cameras that you can update through the app. And this is kind of, I guess, their latest and greatest one. So I was interested in this one specifically because it has a nice front-facing camera, has parking alert features as well. So there's a separate hardwiring kit. All right, so I got everything out to show you real quick. So it does come with a hardwiring kit, which this is probably what I'll end up using. I may just hook it up real quick with USB until I sort out exactly what I want to do. But the hardwire kit basically gives you an extra feature of this dash cam, and that's kind of a parking security mode. So it'll have constant power and then your accessory power, so it'll detect when your car's off or on. I don't know. Let me know what you want to see me do. I may wire this up to my house battery rather than the starter battery, and then wire the ACC up to a switch. So that way I can just kind of have it running whenever I want. Maybe I'll go on a mountain bike ride and actually just want it running like full time when I'm doing that. Because basically it'll just overwrite the older footage with the newer footage, and if it detects anything, then it'll kind of save that into memory. But this is a kit you can get separately. By default, it'll work with the USB. So yeah, just kind of curious to hear your thoughts on that. I've never had kind of one that's this advanced in the sense that this is the front-facing camera. They have a little app that you can do all the updates and everything and change the settings through. So this I'll mount. That'll take care of the front-facing view. And then this is the rear camera with the big long extension over here. And the rear camera, I don't know, I was kind of thinking maybe I'd mount it inside, like facing back, so I could see basically what's going on in the van, and that'll also see out my back window as well. Or I could just mount this in the traditional way of mounting it basically in the back, all the way in the back rear windshield. So let me know what you want to see there. But this also has built-in GPS and a bunch of different settings and modes you can do. It's using a pretty nice Sony sensor, so has like 2.7K resolution on the front, 1080p in the rear, and supposed to have pretty good night vision, and the built-in GPS kind of so that'll log the location that an incident happens or a recording, and can kind of see your whole everything and your speed and kind of the route that you took. So it's a pretty cool feature. This clips to the camera, so you can just remove the camera super easy while keeping the mount mounted to your windshield, and you can mount this direct, or you can use, they have several of these little kind of trays. Anyway, kind of excited to get this thing set up. Again, thanks to 70 Mi for sending this out. They sell a bunch of stuff on Amazon, so that's where I bought my other cameras. And then I'll link these down below as well, because really reasonably priced. This whole front, rear, whole setup is under $100 right now. I think it always is, but I think it's on sale right now as well. So I'll report back in some future videos how this has been and kind of let you know. So here's the app. Actually, you can see I have this one in my Tremor, this one in my Taco, and then now I have this one in the Jayco. So you can connect to it and basically see live. That's what the camera is right now. I do have the rear camera set up as well. And then from here you can check out the album, so you can see all the footage from the front or the rear camera. Obviously it's just been sitting on my dash now, but I've been playing with it for a little bit. So you can also go into the settings and set all your screen time off, sync date with phone, sensitivity level, speaker volume, or turn it off, video settings, kind of all the settings through here. When I was reading reviews on Amazon for the ones, some people say they had a hard time setting these up in the app. I don't really know what they were doing, or maybe I don't know. But I've set up 3 of these cameras now, and they've all been super straightforward. So anyway, that is the app and the dash cam, and yeah, I'll kind of get these things set up, probably hardwire them in some way, but I did want to kind of get your feedback and see what you'd like to see, or if you had any recommendations on, if you're a dash cam pro, what you like to do, let me know. So So actually really quick, I'll show you the cam that I've had in my Tacoma for a while. This is a different one. I'll link all this down below. So I got some glares and crazy stuff on the windshield here, but this camera, and actually did some other mods to the Tacoma that I'll get you up to speed on soon. So this camera, how I have it where I'm seated, is completely hidden, which I like. So I've tucked it back up under here and have a little power dongle, and it's a really clean setup. So if you're looking for just a really minimal, simple dash cam here, I'll put some info down in the video description below. And this is another 70 mi, and this is just one I bought like, I don't know, a year ago. So I know this was kind of a random video. I actually busted this hat out. I sold this hat for a while, but it didn't sell too much, just to show you, like, I love the olive orange combo. But yeah, here it is in the old driveway. It actually, I may try and color correct and post a little bit. It's a little more green than it looks in my screen right now. But here's the wrap. We did it up, so blacked out the grill, again with this kind of textured vinyl. Got a little bit of orange there. And went for the satin wrap, which I'm really liking the satin. We'll see kind of how the satin compares to the matte wraps that I have on my other vehicles, but I'll keep you in the loop there. I don't know if I want to try and cover this up a little more or kind of leave it tan here. I kind of told Jake to do it like this, and I would kind of figure it out and see how it was, but let me know what you might think there. And here's the little pop outs. I like that little touch there. And then the hinges we didn't wrap because they're kind of hard to wrap, but also I'm putting some owl carriers on the rear, and I know those hook up to the hinge, so I kind of wanted to wait and see how that all played out. Got the little Benz logo in the rear, and we wrapped this little portion on the inside black, and then I'll probably plasti dip the rest to kind of turn that whole channel to black. But yeah, I got wheels, tires on the way. Gonna head over to Backwoods actually soon, get some bumpers and ladder, and maybe mod the roof rack as well while we're there. So a lot of stuff coming up, but kind of just wanted to do a quick video on it real quick. Again, the Jayco Terrain 4x4 to get it in front of your eyes since you haven't seen it yet, and kind of show you the wrap. Let me know your thoughts. I think it's pretty sick. And then I'll be doing a bunch of stuff to this van. So let me know what you want to see, but also let me know if you have any questions, because I'm going to be doing kind of a follow-up to this video based on what kind of questions you guys ask me, like how's the Sprinter perform, how's it drive, how's the interior, how do you like it, how do you like the layout, all that stuff. So fire them off down below, and I'll get a little follow-up video to this. All right, sorry, I always end up filming in my driveway when it's really cold. It's like 15 degrees out, and snow's supposed to be coming in like an hour, so I'm gonna kind of get myself ready for the snowstorm, and yeah, talk to you guys soon. Until then, take care.